Hello everyone, my name is Joe Rapari and this is my new YouTube channel. I call it TAB, The Truth Always Boomer. I'm an engineer, author, baby boomer, a senior athlete, and a fitness enthusiast. Here's a little about why I developed this channel and why I'm here. To do that, a little history is necessary. About 8 weeks ago, I tore my left hamstring while training for a senior Olympic event. I run the 60, 100, and 200 meter dashes. I spent a frustrating 2 months doing the old Rice routine. You know, rest, ice, compression, and elevation. Yep, it was pretty boring. Walking was very painful, and crutches were a pain in the ass. So I did very little walking. Most of the first 6 weeks was spent sitting around, lying around, rehabbing my leg, reading, and searching the internet. Here's a photo of my leg after 2 weeks. Just after I shed the crutches and hopped around on 1 foot and could barely walk. Now, 6 weeks on the internet and reading a couple of books doesn't make me an expert in anything, but I did learn a few things. One of the most important things I learned was it's time for American citizens to speak up and be heard on some crucial and significant issues confronting our country today. This is a great country and I wanted to keep it that way. I love living here, and that's why I'm here, to speak up. This channel is my way of doing that. It may not be slick with lots of fancy graphics and special effects. It may not be popular, and I may not be the greatest speaker in the world. But I do have thoughts and opinions, and they are as valid and as relevant as anyone else's. I'm not an expert in a lot of things. However, there are 2 things I am an expert in: critical thinking and problem solving. I acquired these skills for many, many years as an engineer in my various certifications. So enough about that stuff. I want to use those skills to try to bring some common sense, reason, logic, and critical thinking into conversations and various topics. I'll be talking about politics and social issues, current events. I'll comment on entertainment, sports, fitness, and health topics. And there will be some rants and some comedy on Casual Fridays. So with that, I hope you'll give my little piece of the internet pie a try. You might see something you like. And that's the truth. I'm Joe Rapari, and this is TAB. More news later. Take care, and as always, be safe.